Hey, yo, what is up, everybody? What's going on? It's your girl, Jay, and welcome back to my channel. We are live once again. Um, this is the last live for this year, 2023. So, wanted to make it a good one. We got a couple of topics we're going to talk about before we watch the second quarter of the WNBA finals from this year. Las Vegas Aces versus the New York Liberty. If you are new here, watch the other videos. I decided to rewatch the finals just to keep the WNBA, blood pumping until we can start to talk about the new season that's coming up. So we watched game one, which was game two, historical game because, Aces played the best basketball I think that they've probably ever played, especially against New York. And then I wanted to watch game four because that is when we win the championship. And it was another historical game because, as I stated before, people did not think that the Aces had any chance in hell of winning the championship at that point after the injuries, and definitely not winning game four. So we are going to get into the second quarter in a little bit. Hello to those that are out there watching live right now, and those of you that will join later or watch later. What's up? Welcome to the show. So a couple of things. So let me get into it. The first thing we're going to talk about is the 2024 WNBA schedules dropped yesterday. Now, it was like all a buzz all over. I was watching on Twitter, which I guess they call X now. I'm not calling it that. Oh, hey, what's up, RC? Another Tuesday has come. Yes, it's the last Tuesday that I will be live before the end of the year. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. But yeah, the WNBA schedules dropped yesterday. I was watching on Twitter. Someone made a thread of like every team in their announcement. And it was like exciting to see like all the teams kind of like, not all of them, most of them had like these elaborate videos or funny skits or just something funny to kind of bring attention to their schedule this year. Now, I'm going to say I was disappointed in my team and our team, the Aces, because we didn't get a video. We didn't have a video. It was just a slide, which I'll show you in a little bit, of our schedule. Like New York Liberty came out and did the Hot Ones challenge with Ari Chambers, I think is her last name. I follow her on TikTok. And it was Stewie and her eating the wings. And, if you ever seen Hot Ones, they start with like a light hot sauce, and then it goes to like the final hot sauce is super, super hot. And then they do the last dab and all that. And it's seeing if you can take the heat. And so Stewie was the one, both of them were eating the wings, but as she was eating each wing stood for another scheduled date or whatever. So I thought that was pretty cool. Pretty cool marketing. Who else? Dallas had a good one. Let me see what RC say. In a few days. Okay. I got you. That's what I'm about to show you in a little bit. I got you, RC. The Dallas actually did, if you guys remember, I don't know how many people do, the very beginning of the WNBA back in 97. Kyla Pratt, when she was younger, she was in these, I want to say they were Nike commercials, and it was pretty much announcing the WNBA, and Cheryl Swoops was in there, Cynthia Cooper, and she would like walk up to them with her two little friends and like demand something of the players, like Cheryl Swoops, like you need to play harder, or you need to do this, or you're messing up my brackets, or whatever it was she was saying, but she would like really get at the players, which was kind of cute. But it was a way to market the WNBA. So Dallas did a version of that with some, three little girls. They go up to the coach and they're like, look, we got to win this year. We're not taking no for an answer. We're about to bring this championship back. No, the little girl said, we're about to bring a championship to Texas for once. And then Cheryl Swoops pops up and like, have you forgot about the comments? We had 4 championships in Houston. That's in Texas. And then, she goes on to say, well, yes, we do need to bring another championship back to Texas. I thought that was cute. There was some other ones. Phoenix did the chubby, is it called chubby buddy when you stick the marshmallows in your mouth and try to say stuff. So they were sticking marshmallows in their mouths as they're telling, the different scheduled dates and stuff. So every team had something clever. I think the only 2 teams, if I'm not mistaken, I know Vegas was definitely one of them. It was just a slide. And I want to say Chicago. I could be wrong, but I'm not going to go check. Y'all can check it out for yourselves. But everybody else had some kind of clever something, either an inspirational video or something funny or some kind of skit or challenge. Aces, what's up with that? Like, we are the champions. We need to be like hype about our schedule. And I know they do the, welcome to the season videos. I've seen those on YouTube, kind of like where they're preparing us for the season. But I mean, we need to be the flashiest ones out there. So I was a little disappointed in the fact that they didn't have some like catchy little video to watch. Hold on, I got to turn this heat down because I am hot. Sorry. All right, let's get into the schedule. I hope y'all can see that from there. If not, I can go here. So I'm not going to go through all the dates. And I actually only have May, June, and July. I have all the dates before they break for the Olympics, the Paris Olympics. They're going to be off for about 2 weeks while some of the players go play in the Olympics. So you probably can't tell. The white is the home games. The little shades of gray are the away games. So starting in May, their very first game is going to be May 14th. They're playing Phoenix. That I believe they'll get their rings that day, so that may be the ring ceremony. Looks like they have 4 home games and 2 away games in May. And then in June, if you guys see the graphics, they have the little Commissioner Cups, Commissioner Cup symbols. So in June, which I'll get into that because I'm going to talk about the Commissioner's Cup as well, the new format. You'll see all their Commissioner Cup games there. And then they have, after Commissioner Cup, 3 home games and 2 away games in June. And no, I'm not going through all the dates. And then in July, right before they break for the Olympics, which the 21st is when they start the break, looks like they have 3 or 4 home games and 4 away games. So here's my dilemma, y'all. I said, and I committed to myself, that I am going to go to at least 2 Aces games. I don't live in Vegas. I don't live nowhere near Vegas. I live in Texas. So it's a dilemma. Like, do I go to the first game and see the ring ceremony? Do I just pick a random game? Do I go to another team's game that when they're playing Vegas and just go there? Because I can go to Dallas. That's not too far of a drive for me to watch them play. I don't know, because I want to do one before All-Star, one after All-Star, but this year is the Olympic break. So one before the Olympic break and after the Olympic break was going to be like, let me find an important game to go to. So I'm like, I got the schedule and now I'm already overwhelmed. It just came out yesterday and I just don't know when I want to go. Like, I don't know. So y'all will see me at a game. I just don't know when. And I will make sure I take lots of videos and make sure I present that to you guys. Can't say I'm going to go live, but I'll definitely make a video for y'all about my experience going to an Aces game. But I don't know. I don't know when I want to go. Let's see what they're saying in the comments. Yeah, get it together. We're the champs. Shouldn't the champs have the best schedule announcement, or we don't care about that? I don't know. I was just a little thrown off by that. And then RC said, if I was going to go through the dates, nope. I'm not going through all the dates, just these 3 months. Um, Go when they play New York or Dallas and watch Aces game, and then flip a coin on one more game. You got the look. I don't know if that's the thing. I don't know if I got the bread for all that. I did a lot of extra traveling this year, and I'm paying for it now. I did not have all that money to be spending all the places I went this year, so I need to be smart going into next year on how I'm going to get there. But the good thing for me is Vegas. I've been to Vegas so many times. I have a really good friend in Vegas. My family doesn't live that far from Vegas. So usually when I go visit my mom and my sister and all my family, we can just drive to Vegas, and we usually do that for like the weekend or something. So I can get there. It's just, it's still bread that I'm spending when I could just be at home. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. We'll see. We shall see. But I'm excited, very excited about this schedule, and I cannot wait to figure out what game I'm going to go to. All right, so let's get into our next little quick topic here, which is the Commissioner's Cup. So there's a new format for the Commissioner's Cup, and I'm going to bring this back up here so we can see. I'll go, let's see. I'm going to make it big. So the Commissioner's Cup, and I'm going to take this off, is going to happen in June, just like I said when I showed the Aces schedule. They've changed it. So previous years, teams would play 10 games. And then it will be the best record from the East versus the best record from the West. They played 10 games, and nobody knew what games was what. You really had to search and find to know, oh, is this a Commissioner's Cup game or is this just a regular game? So it was very confusing to the players. It was very confusing to the watchers. And it really wasn't a lot of hype around it. Like watching it last year, I was hyped just because it was Aces versus New York, and it had just been talk, obviously, about them two, coming to a head. Aces had 1-2 against them, and I believe they had lost to New York already once, and then they were going to this Commissioner's Cup. So it was just a battle of them two the whole year, and of course, obviously in the finals. So I was excited to see it, but I had no idea who was playing what game and how. I just was looking at, okay, Aces have the best record and New York have the best record. So this year, they've streamlined it. So it's just 2 weeks in June. And I have the writing up here if anybody wants to read through that or whatever. But it's going to happen between June 1st and June 13th. The championship game is going to be on June 25th. By the way, that is 3 days before my birthday. So I might that's another thing I got to maybe put on my list. Like, I don't know if Vegas is in the Commissioner's Cup, I might have to do that for my birthday, but we'll see. But as far as the format, it's just those, the 1st through the 13th. Each team is playing 5 games this year, versus playing 10 games the previous year, and they're only playing 1 game so each team in their conference, they're playing 1 game against them. So whoever has the best record after playing those 5 games on the East and the West, they, go to the tournament, and then they decide, who's going to win. The prize pool is $500,000, so that means about each person gets about $30,000. If they did it like previous years, I think the losing team, each player gets $10,000. The MVP gets $5,000, I believe. But they didn't go into that much detail this year about that. They just said it was a prize pool of $500,000, which is crazy because I just watched the NBA in-season tournament that they just did, and each player got $500,000. But we know there's a big discrepancy and big differences between the NBA and the WNBA. We're not there yet. But man, just to hear that each player was getting $500,000 and our prize pool is $500,000 that we have to split. And I say we like I'm playing, like they have to they have to split. And then of course they're doing the charity component. Whoever each game, each Commissioner's Cup game, the team that wins their qualifying games, they donate so much money to their charities. So, I mean, I'm excited to see that. I'm glad that it's streamlined now. I'm glad they don't have to play that many games. They also changed it from having to play like the whole half of the first season, and then they don't play Commissioner's Cup until after All-Star, or in this case, after the Olympic break, like they did. When was the last one? Where are we at? 2020. And that was also, they said it was just dragging out for no reason. So they're going to play all those games, do the championship, get that all done, finish playing the rest of the first half of the season, and then take the break. So that should be fun. That should be fun. And of course, I'm an Aces fan. So here, obviously, if you don't know who the teams are, you can see them there on the East. We have Atlanta, Chicago, Connecticut, New York, Washington Mystics, Indiana Fever. On the West, we have the Sparks, our Aces, Phoenix Mercury, Seattle Storm, Minnesota Lynx, and Dallas Wings. And then our personal schedule for the Commissioner's Cup, we play. So one thing I didn't mention that they did say that each team is either going to have 3 home games and 2 away games, or 2 home games and 3 away games, because they're playing five games. So Vegas has, I think, 3 away games and 2 home games. So we play Dallas 6-5. So that might be one that I go to. 6-7, we play Seattle. That's at home. 6-9, we go to Los Angeles and play the Sparks. On 6-11, we come back home and play Minnesota. And then on 6-13, we go to Phoenix. And then at the end of that, we will find out who has the best record. And hopefully it's us, and we can play whoever is on the East. Let's see what other comments we have real quick. Just go to the Wings game and then the Aces go there. Yeah, but I really want, like, all the teams that I've ever loved, which is like the Lakers, Duke back in the day, Chicago Bulls. Even though I went to some games, I never got to see my teams play at their home. So I lived in Houston, so I saw a lot of Lakers games in Houston, but I never got a chance to go to LA and watch, Shaq and Kobe and Kobe, Paul Gasol, like that group play back then. So I want to go to Vegas and watch a home game. So I'm determined to do that. I might not do both of them that way, but I'm definitely going to try to get at least one home game in there if I can afford it. These consolation prizes titles got to be stopped. What do you mean, the consolation prizes? The $10,000, or what do you mean? What's the titles? You're going to go to a Fever and Aces game, but they play only if Caitlin Clark declares. So you're holding out on Caitlin. So if Caitlin doesn't go to the WNBA, you're not going to go see the Aces play anyway? Come on. You have Aces in your name too. You still got to go. But yeah, so that's that on that. So Commissioner's Cup schedule, interesting. Myself out. Interesting to see that. I can go ahead and take that out. Now we're going to get into this second quarter of the game, game 4, which is the championship game. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Before we jump into the game, I was speaking earlier just about how people didn't think they could do it. In previous videos, I talked about how the team just seemed to be so content, and whether they were putting on an act for the cameras or whatever, I saw them during shoot around, and they just seemed to be in such high spirits and just such a good mood. And Asia Wilson was on the All the Smoke podcast. That's with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, which you can find this on YouTube. I think I actually have the link in my description down below. But Asia talked about on that podcast a lot of different things. It's a really good interview. Y'all should check it out. But Asia talked about the moments before they went into game 4. So we're going to watch that small clip real quick before we jump into the game, because I think it's important that we see that. Like, it's, even though she did say after the game was over, everybody had the bubble guts. When she was at the press conference, she was like, we were all nervous. We all had the bubble guts. And we didn't know what we were going to do, but we pulled it out. So this is a little piece about what she thought the highlight of the season was and how they felt going into game 4.
I would say the highlight of this year, I just would have to be like, it was after game 3 and we just lost to New York and we were like, man, like Chelsea's going down. We getting a call. Kia might not play.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's like, what the fuck? Can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Like it was like, what the fuck? And we were just all in this like hospitality suite and we were just like playing board games. We were just looking around like, how the hell we about to do this shit? Mm-hmm. And I think that was just a great memory for us because we could have like threw in the towel then.
Yeah,
like we could have said, you know what?
Every reason to
yeah, like it was like, man, we just came up here just to be up here to see the lights. Like we just need to go ahead and pack it up. But I felt like we got in so tight then that was like, from that moment, I was like, nah, we leaving here with something. Like Denzel said, we leaving here with something. Like
right.
we not gonna just come up here empty-handed.
Right.
And I think that was my favorite moment, was just kicking it with my teammates in a space where you would think that we would crumble, but we really came together the most.
Stronger.
Yeah.
So that was a little clip of Asia talking about what they, kind of how the team felt going into game 4, which is pretty cool. I'm glad they banded together and, I know Asia said they got the tears out and the hurt out and all that stuff out. And then they were like, look, let's get ready for this next game. We gotta get this stuff going on. Right. Definitely. It was a lot of cussing going on there, but look, Asia said, look, this is how I feel and I gotta let it out. Oh, you meant the secondary titles that they give for if they win second place. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not worried about secondary. I'm worried about us winning. We got to win it this year. We let New York slide by last year, winning that Commissioner's Cup, but we got the real thing. We ended up getting the real ring. So that's a consolation prize, but I want us to win the Commissioner's Cup if we're in the finals, which I hope so. But, we'll get into that later on in the new year when we find out who we have and what's going on and all that good stuff. So y'all ready to watch this game? Y'all ready to watch this second quarter of game 4? I think last we left, we were down by only 10, which, again, was amazing. This is when I started to feel like, you know what? We might win this. Like, I had the faith we were going to win, but I was expecting us to be down so far. I just knew New York was going to come out with all the fire. Ionescu and all these other players throwing up threes, Stewie going crazy, JJ going crazy, Laney going crazy. I just knew they were just going to come in here and blast us. And even with our 8 turnovers, we were only down by 10. So New York wasn't ready. Clearly, New York wasn't ready. Stewie wasn't having a good game. So I was feeling really good going into this second quarter. So let's go ahead and let's watch the game.
As we bring in Aces head coach Becky Hammond, coach, in that first quarter, 8 turnovers. What's key for your group to clean that part of the game up?
I got nothing for you.
Can I just say real quick, I hate this part when they're showing the game, but they're talking to the coach as the coach is trying to coach. Like, nothing gives me more anxiety when they would try to interview Becky Hammond during a game, because she don't care about what you're saying. She's trying to coach her team. So she's not listening to the question. She can barely answer the question. Like, leave that lady alone. Let her coach her team. And that's to everybody. Like, I hate how they just break in the middle of games as they're literally coaching and asking them questions. And I don't care which coach it was. I just hated that part. But That's neither here nor there. All right, I'll let it continue.
Ryan, we have to take care of the ball. When we throw it to the wrong team 8 times, that puts a lot of pressure on your defense. Obviously, we got to be better in some areas. The good news is that's some things that we can clean up a little bit. Sink A.
You told us before the game that you were confident.
Right.
What in the first quarter made you the most confident?
Do y'all see that?
Just that we played crappy and we're only down 10. They can ring up 40 on you real quick. So stick with the process, stick together, and we got to get the job done together. But we got to be better collectively. Just the turnovers are a killer.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Becky Hammond done such an outstanding job with the Aces, and one of the Liberty's all-time greats is Vandersloot fires on a 3. Wilson back in with her 2 fouls, picks up the rebound. You heard Holly Rowe talk about earlier how A'ja Wilson told Becky Hammond, I am good to go 40 in this game. Ended up on the bench briefly in the first quarter because of those fouls. I like that Becky Hammond still has a sense of humor in these moments.
Becky Hammond always has a sense of humor. I've known her a long time, and that's certainly a staple of her personality.
Meanwhile, Courtney Vandersloot just took a shot and an offensive foul on Las Vegas. That is going to be their 9th turnover. And the foul's on Jackie Young. That is her first. So Young moving out on the screen.
Yeah.
Jackie stuck that hip out there.
9 turnovers for the Aces. George, Wilson, Young, Plum, and Colson, the 5 for Las Vegas. Here's Johannes. No look to Jones, who lays it up and off. Wilson, another strong-handed board. The effort on the glass that Drea documented for us. Here's Plum muscling into the paint. Gets denied by Jones emphatically.
That
it springs a break.
was crazy.
Johannes.
She had to do my girl like that.
Colson gets there to interrupt it. Foul number 2 on Sydney Colson.
Did Jonquil Jones give the finger wag on this one like we saw
That
in
was
game
such a
3?
foul.
She comes in and Plum doesn't even see her there. Lots of ball, lots of head too.
Ooh, yeah.
Took her whole head off.
Got a lot of Plum on the follow-through.
Yes.
Plum yet to score in this game has averaged 26 through the first 3 of these finals. Vandersloot into Jones. Wilson says no.
Looks like the last couple of possessions, Vegas has been in a box and 1 on Marine Johannes, and Sydney Colson is chasing her all over the floor.
Vandersloot directing traffic, finds Laney. 7 to shoot. Vandersloot looking for some space into the paint. Dangerous pass taken away. 5th turnover.
That defense was working.
For New York. And the 4th for Vandersloot. Wilson barrels in. Lays
yeah,
it
baby.
Plus the foul. The 2-time MVP, A'ja Wilson, insisting her way to the cup.
Especially when she can go to the left side of the floor. She is a left-hander. And that is a tough shot to finish because Jonquil gives her a ton of body on it.
We were talking with Becky Hammond about A'ja Wilson, what makes her special beyond the obvious skill set that she seemingly brings every single night. And she said she's one of those people that you just know her it factor right away. She's so magnetic and so selfless as a leader. And everybody on this Aces team feeds off of that. Here's Vandersloot. In and out on a 3, and George the rebound.
Yeah, that time Vegas was in a 2-3 zone. Sloot ends up wide open, but
Plum skates inside and lays it in. And now New York needs a timeout as the Aces
Look
have
at that
cut the
score,
Liberty
y'all.
lead down to 5.
Look at that score.
Plum's first points of game 4.
defense to offense has been a staple all season for the Vegas Aces here. Plum contesting 2 shot blockers, finishing with her offhand.
Fans are searching for, brought to you by Google. Chelsea Gray injury update, spiking 500% in the U.S. on Google. This is the first career game Chelsea has missed due to injury. Kind enough to wear a microphone for us tonight. Let's take a listen into sounds of the game.
Something down here. We'll take that one. We all right. If we limit our turnovers, we will be up.
It was what Becky Hammond said as well, right? A couple of point guards seeing the game the same way. And Vegas has gotten off to a good start in this second. What was a 10-point deficit is now 5. Here's Laney on George, looking to take her, fading and banking it home.
That was a matchup that Sandy Brondello talked about in their shoot-around, that they thought they could take advantage of George on Laney.
Laney up to 9 points. Wilson with a head of steam. Couldn't finish, didn't get the whistle on Jones. Becky Hammond very upset. Now Wilson comes up with a steal. Ionescu took a shot in the hip in some pain. George rumbling to the rim, couldn't serve it home.
George should have made that.
Ionescu, instead of grabbing the board, popped it to Plum, and George hits the 3.
Okay, girl.
And keep an eye on Ionescu.
George was missing all kind of threes, but the one she hit, yes.
Meanwhile, Brianna Stewart just 0 for 5 from the floor to begin this game, and that's going to be foul number 3 on Sydney Colson.
We talked about Kayla George being a good passer and also a capable three-point shooter there. Sloot too small to give her a true contest, and we need to stay aware of Ionescu's hip, because remember, she injured that in the semifinal series against Connecticut.
Alicia Clark going to come and grab Sydney Colson. So now a bigger lineup for Las Vegas. Colson picking up her 3rd foul. So Kayla George, we see hit that 3. This is a woman who won the WNBA MVP in Australia this past season. Been a champion 4 times over there. Her 3rd stint in the WNBA. Laney gets the friendly roll. Playoff Laney is here. 12 points in the first half of game 4.
And continues to work so hard defensively on Jackie Young.
Really helped to disrupt her in game 3. Held her to 2 of 9 from the floor. George, not that time, airmailed it.
That time she had Jonquel Jones' long arm contesting her.
Jones catch, fired. Plum did a nice job on the glass there. Now Young looking for a chance in transition. Here's Plum, trying to get it to Young in the corner. Does. Young will fire. Can't hit. Clark keeps it alive. George, another good look. That one won't go. Jones can't grab the rebound. Here comes Laney for New York. Laney on the attack. The kick. Vandersloot, reluctant. Stewart, extra feed. One more. Around the horn.
When I tell you, we are on this D.
Jones
Pause.
can't make it in.
And certainly the faster the pace, the better for the New York Liberty in terms of stamina.
George in transition lays it home off the delivery from Plum.
When players do not play a lot of minutes throughout the course of the regular season, your conditioning is just different. Something to keep an eye on with Kayla George and Sydney Colson in particular.
Vandersloot on the attack, can't lay it in. Wilson the rebound, and that's going to be a foul on Jones. It will be her 2nd.
This was savvy by
JJ
Asia
never
Wilson,
thinks
because
she fouls
gets in
anybody.
there, uses her body to get the board, but watch what she does at the end. JJ's off balance, sticks out her butt, makes sure she gets the foul called on JJ. Not a ton of contact, but savvy move here by Wilson. See right there, sticks her butt out. That's how she got the foul called.
So now Jones goes to the bench with 2 fouls. The quietest first half we've seen in these finals thus far for Jonquel Jones, who's been so good. Stephanie Dolson in. Asia Wilson up to 7 rebounds, and they have all been contested and tough. Meanwhile, the Laney long jumper originally looked like a 3, ruled a 2. That's why it's 27, not 28 for New York, as Plum gets fouled by Vandersloot. And Kelsey Plum is going to go to the line First personal on Vandersloot. Las Vegas has given up a total of 4 points in this second quarter thus far as Chelsea Gray and Candace Parker, who won a championship in LA together, talk through things. If the Liberty can force a winner-take-all Game 5, we'll have it for you Friday night from Vegas at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ESPN and the app. WNBA Countdown tips off our coverage at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. About the job Las Vegas has done defensively thus far in this first half.
I think it's been remarkable. I mean, it felt like in the first half that New York was more disruptive on the defensive end, but Vegas is continually changing up what they're doing on the defensive end. I think it's keeping Liberty off balance.
Stewart knocks down her first field goal of the game, getting it over the reach of Wilson. Here's Wilson.
New York in a zone now.
Plum tiptoes. Clark run off. 8 to shoot. Young looking for a seam. Flips it up and in.
That's right.
Becky Hammond talked about
Get
wanting
it, Jackie.
Jackie Young to be a little more aggressive going to the cup.
And that was a small seam.
Ionescu backing away from the double. Into the corner. Stewart alone. Can't hit the three. Brianna Stewart now 1 of 7 from the floor. Here's Wilson. Sees the lane and lays it in.
Wide open for her.
Asia Wilson, so tough.
Said, I'll take it.
9.7 rebounds in this first half. It's a 1-point game.
1-point game, y'all. Come on.
Dolson and Vandersloot won a title together in Chicago, as Vandersloot instructs her here. 8 to shoot. Ionescu in some trouble. 5 to shoot. Dolson left alone. Hits the three. Make it a long 2 for Stephanie Dolson.
Stephanie Dolson has been in these moments before, winning a championship with Chicago a couple years ago.
Played a big role in that series against Phoenix as well. Here's Wilson. Wilson likes the matchup. The step back, the dish. Young, guarded by Ionescu. 3 to shoot. Young finds Wilson. The poise, the delivery, couldn't hit. Here comes Vandersloot off the board. Ionescu weaving, dishing. Dolson on the cut. Gets the whistle on Clark. That will be the first foul on Clark. Free throws for Stephanie Dolson.
AC didn't push her that hard, but I get it.
I respect the little dogs, but I love the big dogs. And for Vegas, Asia Wilson taking it right to the bucket to her strong left side. And how about big mama Steph stepping in and hitting the long one.
Here in Brooklyn. And a 31-28 Liberty lead, 2:44 to go in the first half of Game 4. Aces a 2-1 series lead in these best-of-5 finals as Dolson misses the free throw. New York now 5 of 7 from the line. The Aces just 2 of 3. Jones remains on the bench for New York as Dolson misses both free throws. She is an 86% free throw shooter in her career.
Oh, nice pass. Nice pass.
George and Plum.
Beautiful pass by George, and one of the things that Plum does so well is moving without the basketball, making the cuts into the paint.
Here's Ionescu with a lot of space. Off the mark on a deep 3. George
We
the
were
rebound, and
rebounding
Vegas
the
can go
hell
back
out
in
of these
front.
balls, man.
Down 10 at the end of the first.
So proud of this team.
Here's Plum. Wiggles, dishes, George short on a 3, and Stewart flags down the rebound, her 6th. Stewart all the way in, misses the layup.
What was going on with
Dolson's
Stewie?
screen took out 2 Aces players.
Clark and Young. Meanwhile, Stewart is 1 of 8 from the floor. Here's Plum, the teardrop won't go. Stewart another rebound, number 7. Vandersloot and Jones getting ready to check in for New York. Stewart. Off to Ionescu. Laney trying to post. Laney gets free. Out to Thornton. She got it. On a three. Kayla Thornton has hit some big threes over the last couple of games of these finals. A 31% career three-point shooter. Young, the step back. Back iron, no. Long board, Stewart looking to push. Finds Thornton, barrels into Clark, and that is going to be a charge.
Charge it.
New York trying to push in transition. Brianna Stewart leading the break, and just a veteran play by Alicia Clark to get there, own the real estate, get the charge call.
Heard Holly Rowe talking to Alicia Clark at the end of the first quarter. She is not fazed at all by the position she's been thrust in on this stage. This is somebody who has won multiple championships in this league and also excels in the finals that she's played in.
She said, I've been a starter in this league the last 9 years. I've played in multiple game fours in the finals.
Which she actually hasn't, because she was a part of sweeps. But game fours in the playoffs, yes. George off the mark on the three. Vandersloot flags it down. Kayla George not shy, now 1 of 6 from deep. 2-for-1 opportunity for New York. Vandersloot left alone. Connects! Third three of the half for Courtney Vandersloot. 12 points now to lead all scorers. And that one's going the other way. George called for the illegal screen. 10th Vegas turnover.
We said in the first quarter, the answer for the New York Liberty might be made shots by Courtney Vandersloot and Betnijah Laney. Why?
Who left her
because
open?
Vegas is intentionally leaving them space, leaving them open. Both of them have stepped up, combining for 23
She
points
was
here in the
killing
first
us.
half.
New York now 6 of 14 from three. Shot clock is turned off. Vegas had just cut it to 1. Back-to-back threes from New York, and it's at 7. Here's Laney looking to drive it. The spin, the dish. Jones, the finish.
I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty cool move.
Plums Chuck off the mark. To halftime we go.
All right. Hold on, let me turn this down. Okay, let me get back up here. Sorry, y'all. All right, so that was the second quarter of Game 4, the championship game between Las Vegas Aces and the New York Liberty. So, y'all, as I stated earlier, this is the last live of 2023. I will not be going live again until the new year. I actually have family coming into town tomorrow, and they'll be here through Christmas and New Year. So I got to be a good house host and be available for them. So a couple of things before I head out. Thank y'all for showing up to my lives or watching my videos, even if they're not live, and commenting and, interacting. I really, really do appreciate it. I am so excited about this next year, especially the start of the season. I can't wait to see what my Aces do, but I appreciate y'all watching this with me. We're going to start up the new year. I will put out a post. I'll make sure that I'll let everybody know when that's going to be, and we're going to finish out, bring in the new year with quarter 3, and then we're going to celebrate on quarter 4. So all the Aces fans out there, I need y'all to join me next month while we watch these last 2 quarters, because I'm going to be celebrating like I just saw it. So I need some people in here to celebrate with me. Excuse me. What other thing? Please like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Comment below. I love getting feedback. I love interacting with you guys. So if you have not liked the video, go ahead and like it, because that helps me get into the rotation of the algorithm so other people can see me. I hope you enjoyed this. Go ahead and subscribe. And as always, I do more than just talk about Aces, talk about some, sports here and there. I am a podcaster. I have 4 years worth of podcast episodes on my website, which you can find on the homepage of my YouTube. And hopefully you can check that out. I have some videos on here, things dealing with video, music videos. I have special episodes where I spotlight certain artists. I just released an episode about TLC with a friend of mine, Britt. We did Janet Jackson earlier. We have another one that's coming up. Hopefully I can drop it, if not this week, next week. But I'm also considering, since I have some new followers and some new people coming by my page, I think I want to do like an introductory video, because not everyone knows me from my podcasting side. You only know me from here, and I would like to formally introduce myself. So I'm going to also put this in a post. But if you are a follower of mine, supporter of mine, or you're just watching and you want to ask me some questions and want to find out more about me, feel free to drop those questions in the comments, comment below, or when I make the post, you can drop your questions there, and I'll get those together and make a nice video for y'all. Also, y'all, I'm not very good at this, but I play NBA 2K24. The WNBA is on there, so I play, of course, with the Aces. And if you want to watch me play rookie status on WNBA, you can catch me on Twitch. I don't say when I'm going live. I just go live whenever I feel like playing, and I stream while I'm playing. So either I'm playing WNBA or I might do one of the Kobe challenges. But yeah, so hopefully I have a lot of content on here that anyone out there could enjoy, and I hope you find something that you actually like, and come back and check me out. So Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. If you don't celebrate anything, I just hope you guys have a great next couple of weeks, a great end of the year, and I hope to see you all next year. I hope everything goes well for you. Everyone is safe and happy, and I think that's all I have. Again, thank y'all for hanging with me. Thank y'all for watching. I always enjoy the feedback, and share. I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Peace out. Happy holidays, y'all. Bye.